Hi, everybody. This is SAAD. Some of you may have recently followed the debacle involving J.K. I don't know if it's Rowling or Rowling, but in any case, she's the author of the Harry Potter series, who I think she's now a billionaire. In any case, she is a hardcore leftist, super progressive, who thought that maybe because of her street cred among the progressive woke and because of her fame and her wealth, that the uh, the snake would not come to bite her. But as I've explained before, orgiastic self-cannibalism knows no bounds. Think about ISIS. What do they do? When they can't kill non-believers, they go after so-called believers who are not pure enough. So then they kill a lot of fellow Muslims because those Muslims are not practicing a sufficiently pure strain of Islam. So when you have totalitarian ideologies of any type, uh, that's exactly what you often get. This, what I call orgiastic self-cannibalism. Remember that term. And so what's happened in this case with J.K. Rowling is that she put out a tweet that has ignited unbelievable retributions against her and blowback against her. So here's the tweet in question, at least the one that I'm aware of. Someone had written something about people who menstruate, and then Rowling wrote, "I'm sure there used to be a word for those people. Someone help me out. Wumbund, wimpund, wumud." Of course, she's being sarcastic, meaning people who menstruate are called women. And of course, from a trans activist perspective, boys can menstruate and girls can menstruate because trans women are also women. Now, of course, as I said, all of her street creds within the progressive woke evaporates once she puts out that tweet, demonstrating that no one is safe from the tsunami of outrage. You think that you are protected. You think that you have built a unmovable defensive wall, but say the wrong thing, demonstrate that you're not pure enough, and off goes your head. Now, some of you may remember in 2017, I appeared in front of the Canadian Senate to speak about Bill C-16, which at the time was a bill that had not yet passed. This is in the Canadian system, where the government was trying to incorporate gender expression and gender identity under the hate law rubric. In other words, you can't discriminate against someone for their gender expression and gender identity. And when I appeared in front of the Senate, by the way, I will be this is already posted. My appearance in front of the Senate is posted on my YouTube channel, as is the full debate that pursued after my testimony. I will eventually post these on my podcast, but just to kind of give you a summary, I was basically arguing much beyond what Jordan Peterson's focus was on. He was concerned about gender pronouns and hence the subsequent possibility that the government would be involved in compelled speech. But in my case, I took the worry much further. I said, look, I'm an evolutionary psychologist who teaches, how to apply evolutionary theory in the behavioral sciences. And so I discuss sex differences. Well, under sexual selection, Darwin and everyone since Darwin has talked about male phenotype and a female phenotype, and everybody understands what these mean exactly. And it is totally conceivable that one day this would be considered transphobic. And I gave a very sober, dispassionate, measured, scientific testimony where I said, beware of the eventual slippery slope, beware of the tyranny of the minority. And I hate to say it, but every single thing that I predicted has come true, notwithstanding the scoffing and mocking by some of the so-called liberal senators. And this is exactly what has happened to J.K. Rowling. She puts out a tweet that someone considers offensive, where she is mocking the idea that people can menstruate. and off she goes to the gulag. So when I use, for example, satire in my public engagement, the strategy that I use, the reason why my satire proves to be prophetic on so many occasions is, as I explained yesterday on a show that I appeared in Britain, in a British show, the reason why my satire is prophetic because I use the following cognitive mechanism. I take a particular point today of lunacy, of departure from reason, of attack on truth, and I extrapolate it as far as I can in terms of its boundary condition. And then I satirize that future point and wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 months, or 3 months. I'm the guy who's standing at point B telling you, I told you so. And so, yes, of course, I am the strongest possible proponent of trans rights, for anybody's rights. Nobody should live under institutionalized bigotry or hate or racism. But that doesn't mean, again, to repeat for the millionth time, that in the pursuit of justice, in the pursuit of the eradication of bigotry and hate, that we should murder truth, that we should become ideological fascists, that we should become rapists of reality. There is a room for fighting for justice and adhering to truth. Have a good weekend, everybody. Cheers.